Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, based on where you are. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're excited to welcome you all to our webinar, Unlocking Data Potential, Rapid and Secure Data Mesh on Data Lakehouse in just 2 weeks. Someone rightly said it that data not turned into insight is wasted potential. In an era where every business decision increasingly hinges on real time insights and connected systems, the ability to build a secure, scalable, and efficient data architecture isn't just a technical challenge, it's a business imperative. Today, many organizations are grappling with fragmented data silos, rising infrastructure complexity, and slower time to value. The good news? These challenges are exactly what the Lakehouse architecture powered by Databricks is designed to solve. And we're here to show you how to take it to the next step further with speed, accuracy, security, and scalability. Whether you're just to explore Databricks or looking to accelerate your current Lakehouse journey, you're in the right place. We'll be sharing practical insights and showcasing a powerful framework that can help you stand up a robust data mesh in just 2 weeks. Joining us today are our two experts. Let me welcome Viresh Manjarekar. He is the head of our Databricks Center of Excellence at Exponentia.ai. He leads a team of over 100 Databricks practitioners and brings 7+ years of experience in driving customer success across leading data and AI firms. Today, he'll share how organizations are harnessing the Lakehouse Accelerator to move faster with confidence and clarity. Thank you for joining us, Viresh.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for the introduction, Mansa.
Also joining us today is Chirag Poladia. He is a seasoned technical architect with over 10 years of experience in cloud data engineering, specializing in Azure and Databricks. Chirag has built resilient data platforms and automated pipelines across industries like healthcare, BFSI, and manufacturing. Today, he'll take us under the hood of Accelerator with a live demo and real world examples. Welcome to the webinar today, Chirag.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Mansa.
So before we begin, a quick note to the audience, please feel free to type in your questions in the comment section as they pop up in your head, and we'll take them towards the end of the webinar. So with that, I'll now hand it over to Viresh to kick things off with an overview of Exponentia's Databricks capabilities and how we're helping enterprises transform their data journeys. Over to you,
Thank you
Viresh.
so much. Thank you so much, Mansa. Can we have these slides on the screen, please?
Yes.
Great. So good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone who has joined us. And the ones who have joined us for the first time, what I would do is I would start with a quick introduction of Exponentia.ai for all of you so that you are aware about the organization, what are our capabilities, what are our partnerships, what is it that we are doing, what is our footprint on the Databricks data platform. And then we will deep dive on the data accelerator, data mesh and lakehouse accelerator, and then we'll follow it with a live demonstration of the accelerator, which would be taken care of by Chirag. So moving to the next slide. So we are a global boutique data and AI consulting firm, wherein our expertise lies in data and AI technology to enable organizations to grow efficiently across the globe. We are a workforce of more than 450 practitioners, wherein we have serviced more than 60 clients globally, most of which come from the Fortune 2000 Forbes list. And we have been boasting a client retention rate of more than 96%. We have our corporate partnerships with Microsoft, with Click, Databricks, and AWS. We hold an elite tier partnership with Microsoft and Click, whereas we are select tier partners with Databricks and AWS. Here is a non-exhaustive list of customers that we have successfully done projects with and have implemented useful case studies for their problem statements. We are operating out of 5 geographies as of now, namely US, UK, UAE, India, and Singapore. This is a quick overview of our awards and recognitions that we have accumulated over the years. Moving on. So our primary expertise lies on the data and AI enterprise solutions, wherein we offer consulting services such as building an AI roadmap for the enterprise, a data platform roadmap, platform optimization, building a governance framework, carrying out total cost of optimization and cost management framework as well. Then on the data and AI product front, we specialize in co-creating data and AI products with the enterprises, and we also give hybrid development framework, be it on waterfall or with an agile approach. These data and AI products are driven with an immense product adoption within the organization. On the AI, ML, and cognitive services front, we have state-of-the-art Gen AI solutions. We carry out insight mining with the help of large language models and small language models, depending on the use case requirement. We also have intelligent chatbots that we can develop customized to the enterprise's needs. And we carry out conversational analytics to drive sales enablement. We provide modern data and AI platforms by designing and developing a lakehouse platform. We modernize the existing analytics platform. We carry out MLOps and model delivery optimizations as well. Platform engineering services are also our key expertise, whereas platform management services are also something we cater to. And last but not the least, we also provide migration from any environment, any target on-prem environment to Databricks, AWS, or Azure services. On the analytics and intelligent automation front, we expertise in predictive modeling, building business insights generation, and analytics on the lines of marketing, customer success, sales, finance, and supply chain. We thoroughly believe in following a team and partner ecosystem wherein we provide hands-on senior leadership when we have a hands-on senior leadership with previous CDOs, analytics heads as our track records. We have a high successful delivery experience across large enterprises in a matrixed environment, as I mentioned, primarily for Forbes 2000 list of customers. We bring to the table the flexibility and agility that is required for customer success. So we would tweak the solution or the product based on the customized requirement that the enterprise would have. And we have a high focus on peer-to-peer learning, knowledge sharing, and mentorship in order to build a center of excellence kind of environment and nurture that growth within the enterprise even after successful implementation. Here is an overview of our footprint on the data engineering front. Can we move on to the next slide? So as I mentioned about COEs, that is Center of Excellence, those are the foundation of our competencies, and they help us build the IP and capability, which is the fundamental requirement for delivering excellence in the projects. We have 4 technical COEs, one with Databricks, wherein we are select tier partners. We have more than 60 Databricks practitioners certified, out of which 25 are Gen AI and ML certified practitioners. On the Azure front, we are elite tier certified with more than 45 Azure certified practitioners. We have an elite partnership with Click as well, with more than 35 Click and Talent certified practitioners. And with AWS, we are select tier partners with more than 20 AWS certified folks. Along with that, we have functional COEs to power up the Gen AI COE, wherein we drive use cases using RAG architecture, large language models, small language models, and development frameworks which cater to your niche requirement. Along with that, we have a sales intelligence functional COE as well, which helps us drive data and ML intervention, conversational insights, performance analytics, sales, and data lake. On the supply chain optimization front, we provide use cases such as forecasting, inventory optimization, procurement optimization, and logistic analytics. Moving on to how we expertise on Databricks. So on the Databricks Center of Excellence, we are select tier partners. We have a talent pool of more than 100 plus Databricks practitioners. As I mentioned, 60 of them have elite, have associate and professional Databricks certifications. We have our solutions and accelerators listed on the Databricks marketplace, which is the Brick Builder platform. We have been awarded as the Databricks Innovation Partner of the Year. We are also the Certified Databricks Delivery Partner Provider, the DPP initiative, for specializing in their professional services requirement. And also, we are a member of the Databricks Partner Advisory Council for at least 2 years from now. Along with that, I would give you an overview of what Gen AI accelerators and solutions we have built so far. We have our flagship product, AI Exponent, which is a brick builder accelerator and a foundational platform which is built to which helps enterprises build Gen AI applications on top of Databricks. We accommodate this with the GenTrust framework, which is an automated, responsible, and reliable AI validation solution. Then we have another solution in the name of OneTap, which is an ML-powered solution to drive sales enablement and conversational analytics. And last but not least, we have the PSI, Procurement Spend Intelligence solution, which is a Gen AI-powered smart procurement for supply chain analytics initiative. This is again a non-exhaustive list of our key Databricks customers, wherein we have successfully delivered their projects and have built joint success stories, which have been published by the Databricks team as well. Now let's look at the data engineering offerings that we have for migration and modernization solutions. To begin with, we have developed the offering on Databricks BladeBridge powered migration. Migrating from any source platform to Databricks can be a hassle. However, we have streamlined it in the form of code assessment with the Analyzer tool, which is an accelerator for carrying out profiling within your existing environment, and then complementing the conversion process with BladeBridge Converter, which is a critical step in migrating data warehouses to DB SQL. This is an innovative LLM-driven approach which promises faster and seamless migration. With this accelerator, we are able to cater to Synapse to Databricks migration, Snowflake to Databricks, Redshift to Databricks, SQL Server, and Informatica to Databricks. Next, we also have an offering and solution built on data governance and security, wherein we help you migrate from Hive Metastore to Unity Catalog. This helps you enhance the data governance and security, thereby offering an improved performance and scalability. We utilize the UCX accelerator powered by Databricks to carry out this migration, wherein it provides 3 migration workflows to upgrade from a non-UC workspace to a UC workspace. Once you are on the UC workspace, it enables you fine-grained access control and dynamic data masking. You are also able to get unified visibility into data and AI within your environment. Then we have our expertise on the advanced MLOps capabilities on Databricks, wherein we can build a robust price prediction model by leveraging Databricks to provide you accurate insights for your pricing strategy and marketing decision making. You would be able to unlock end-to-end ML capabilities with a focus on the post-deployment aspects, such as monitoring, model versioning, and retraining. We have implemented automated alerts for data drift detection, accuracy drop in performance models, so you're always on top of your MLOps capabilities. Now coming to the flagship product that we're going to discuss today, the flagship framework that we're going to discuss today, which is the accelerated metadata-driven data mesh implementation on Lakehouse framework. As I mentioned, this is a metadata-driven framework which is designed to implement data mesh on the Lakehouse setup. We aim at streamlining ingestion and transformation pipelines to ensure consistency and automation throughout the process. The reason that we came up with this solution was we observed that with many of our customers who want to fuel a competitive advantage, they rapidly need to modernize their platform. However, navigating to the complex cloud adoption, data integration, and governance was a daunting process for them. Even after setting up a secure and scalable data lakehouse, they faced challenges such as a longer time to deployment. So traditionally, implementations used to take months and delay the insights. There were complexities in the integration, wherein managing diverse data sources, governance, and security was a resource-intensive effort. And lastly, the operational inefficiencies, whereas carrying out manual data processing and maintenance used to increase costs and risks. Looking at this problem, we designed the Rapid and Secure framework, which is a metadata-driven solution, and it helps you get a lakehouse set up in just a matter of 2 weeks with minimal efforts. This will ensure that by streamlining ingestion and transformation pipeline, you would get consistent, automated, ease of maintenance results while seamlessly integrating with your existing infrastructure. Now, having told you about what this particular accelerator is doing, let's get to the how part in the next slide. So yeah, here we would be looking at how we are carrying out this particular framework, wherein this framework essentially can have multiple components which are responsible for building each layer in the lakehouse architecture. The first component are control tables, which are the configuration required for specific ETL pipelines. The structured and model of the control tables and the approach of the execution notebooks changes based on the task in different layers of the medallion architecture, namely bronze, silver, and gold. The second component are the execution scripts or notebooks, which leverage these configurations from the control tables to the execution. Then we have the log tables or audit tables, which provide a complete audit and traceability of the job run. We shall cover these in thorough detail when we move to the live demonstration part. However, before that, I wanted to highlight the key features of this framework, which are that this framework is configurable and extendable. You would be able to tailor it to match the unique business requirement effortlessly. It has a data source agnostic mechanism wherein you can ingest data from databases, Delta Lake, REST APIs, JSON, XML, and more without storing connection strings as metadata. We support delta loads as well as full loads. So batch as well as incremental as well as full loads would be available, ensuring flexibility across the data scenarios. There is an automated rerun and retry mechanism which enables self-healing capabilities and handles failure without a manual intervention. Then there is a comprehensive audit and compliance model wherein built-in audit logs provide end-to-end visibility, ensure data integrity, and regulatory compliance. And lastly, there is no more manual data patching. So the automated data processing is there to reduce operational overhead and existing inefficiencies. Having explained the how part, let's answer the question as to why you should choose Exponentia's framework. That is because of the key advantages that it provides, where it gives you faster time to insights. You can seamlessly ingest data from across the sources, enabling insights in just weeks and not months. You can automate and reuse these pipelines by deploying configurable and scalable pipelines with minimum effort, thereby reducing your manual intervention and accelerating the data decision making. This is an enterprise grade security and cost optimization solutions, which will help you reduce development cycle while ensuring a secure, compliant, and cost effective data environment. It has integrated governance and security, wherein we are leveraging Databricks Unity Catalog for automated data lineage, cataloging, compliance, ensuring an enterprise-grade governance. And lastly, this is a scalable and customizable architecture, which helps you to adapt to evolving business needs, wherein the framework is designed for enterprise scale workloads and dynamic data requirements. So now, having covered this accelerator with you in theory, let us dive deep into the working demo of this accelerator. For that, I would like to invite our subject matter expertise and our solution architect on Databricks, Chirag, who would take you through this journey. Over to you, Chirag.
All right. Thank you very much, Viresh, for the insights and the overview about the Exponentia and what we do, right? And hello, everyone. Very good and warm one evening from all of you to from the Mumbai, and hope I am audible enough. All right, great. So before we jump into the demo, right, I just want to quickly set up the context. So this demo is regarding, building the lake house using the metadata-driven framework to accelerate the data journey for different layers, right? Bronze, silver, and gold, right? And this will be in accordance with how you want to set up your data mesh architecture. And this is mainly focused on Databricks Unity Catalog to leverage the governance as well as the building of all the three layers, right? And I think most of the part that Viresh already covered. So let's jump into the demo. For this demo, we have taken sales data set, e-commerce sales data set, to convene the whole journey. So I think that would be much more relatable for most of you. Let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. Okay. So now coming to how we have the data set, right? So you might be having different sources data coming onto the cloud, right? In different formats like XML, JSON, or you might be having it, directly putting into Delta, or you might be putting it as a part of Parquet files, right? And you might be having different ingestion methods to get it onto the cloud, right? It could be via any ingestion service like ADF, Glue, Kafka, right? And you might be having variety of sources data coming in, right? So for this demo, what we have done is I've taken some of the file types, like you have data coming for customers in JSON, right? You have data coming for products in XML. Again, the sales data we have in CSV, and there are certain configuration that we use, right? So for bronze, again, a Unity catalog comes with the feature of schema evolution, right? So where you want to adapt the dynamic changes in your schema, whether new columns have been integrated in sources, and you want to accommodate data type changes, deletion of existing columns, right? So in a traditional way, you have to manage it crude way. You have to drop that table, recreate it, do the full load, integrate it with the existing data, right? So but coming into Delta Lake and having the Unity catalog on top of it, so that gives you a liberty to have a schema evolution as well. However, in certain cases we want data to be modeled in a particular schema, right? So, for example, in CSV case, right? I mean, certain columns that are coming in dates, right? So, when you move your data into data lake, right, it converts into string. Rather, you want to have it in date, right? So, in those cases, you can define your schema while you get your data into bronze, right? So, this is one of the example that we have uh, uh, added. So for your sales, what would be the different uh, types? So this is a YAML file which has the schema determination for each columns, order ID, what type, whether it has to be nullable or non-nullable, right? So you can define that on the go while it is getting into bronze. So this is for bronze. And for DQ, in silver, you want to have your business checks or data profiling checks to be done, so that you want to make sure that your data is coming as per the business need. And if not, you want to report it back to the source, or you want to report it back to the business owner, right? So in those cases, we have also leveraged the DQ implementation on silver, where for different data set you can define your custom rules. So if you see here, for customer, we have defined couple of rules where we are saying that for first name, we don't want it to be null or empty. For email, it has to be in certain configurable format, right? Again, for sales as well, the date should not be empty, right? In this way, we have already defined couple of DQ rules. Okay. Now coming to the configuration part, right? So when we start with the bronze layer, right, there are, as we discussed, there could be multiple variety of data or file format you would want to, ingest. So typically we segregate our bronze layer based on the source system, right? So here we have taken CSV, JSON, and XML as a different source system. You might be having different naming convention for your organization, right, for different sources. For sales, you might be having certain certain portal or certain source that you would be calling it as source system. So this is just a reference for source system. Then you have source path, from where you want to ingest your data, target catalog in Unity catalog, and target table, what format data you are loading in, how you want to load it, whether you want to do it incremental, full load, right? Whether you want to apply a schema, a schema enforcement. Then if you want to do a cluster by, when you want to store your data into the data lake, right? If it is a bigger table, you want to have it as a cluster by, right? configuration to be defined. Any additional option, this is, we have kept it reference for the future purpose. And again, this is more configurable if you want to load it one particular table at a time and you don't want to load everything, or your last run was unsuccessful was some of the tables. You for the next run you want to just configure it for specific tables only for the rerun. So you can have it defined based on this. You can mark other as false. So this we have already configured it. In the configuration table. So if you see here, we have already configuration for bronze in this table. So all these details we have already imported in this table. Again, same for silver as well. And if I go and run the job for bronze load, right? Again, before we load it, right, let's add some data to it. Let me cancel this run. Okay, never mind. Let's add a new data to it. So if I go to customers, right, I've prepared a quick for this demo. So we have certain customer that we can add. I'm just updating the IDs once and just add some additional value. Okay. And I'm just keeping this as email as XYZ, or maybe let me change it to ABC, and keeping this as xyz@gmail.com. So if you see here, I have not specified the correct email here, correct email configuration, and we have set up the DQ check for this email for customer. So it should fail on that particular record. Let's see how it shows. Uh, Again, I've added sample records for sales as well. So uh, let's just add for March, right? Let's say this is for March. I'll just drag this a bit, change the ID from 47, 48. Yeah, and I'll just drag it. So I have here how many? 10 records that we'll be adding for the incremental load. Coming back, I'll just rename the file to test 7. This will be 5. Yeah. And I'll just go back to the data. Here we'll upload the JSON file. Open. Upload is successful. And for sales, we'll upload the CSV files. Okay, so we have the data file uploaded. Now I'll just go and see. Okay, let's just see how many records already there in customer. There are 204 records in bronze customer as of now. For sales, we have 80 records. So for customer from 204, it should reflect 206. And for sales from 80, it should go to 90 because we are adding 10 uh, new sales, right? So I'll just go and hit the bronze load. All right. This has got started. I think it will take just a few seconds, I believe, because the cluster is already running, so it should not take much time. Let the job run, I'll just quickly cover the silver configuration part till that. So for the silver load, again, you know, here we have defined the configuration in a way that you can define whether you want to do from bronze to silver, whether full load, incremental load, for from where which source table you want to load into which silver table, right? And define the primary key for incremental load on which you want to do the merge operation, right? Again, if you want to do multiple tables join and load your silver table, you can also specify a bronze query here. Then, as we discussed, you can apply a DQ checks for your tables, right? Which column should adhere to which rules, right? On ADLS, if you want to store as an external table on a specific location, you can also enable that. Again, this is again for flexibility to run specific tables, right? Now let's see the bronze job. Okay, it's completed. Now let's see the count. So customer is now reflecting from 204 to 206. Two new class customers have been added, right? This is the one that we had added. Okay, and if I go and see the sales from 80 to 90, again 10 records have been added, right? If you see, yeah, this is today's run, right? So you can see the file path and load timestamp also being captured in the bronze table. If you want to see the log, you can also see the log, what all data have been added to the bronze. So this is the latest one. So for CSV sales and JSON customers, 10 and 2 records got copied. What was the version it created on Delta table? What was the notebook? What is the session ID? Right? All these logs have been captured. Now, if I go and run the silver, so silver should pick up the data from the configured location from bronze, and it should apply the DQ checks, and then whatever rows the DQ checks are failing, it should quarantine those rows, or we can have a framework which can notify to the business owner or the source system that these are the data or maybe data discrepancies that needs to be solved. So if I come back, yeah, it is still running. All right, so till the time it runs, I'll just quickly cover the gold configuration part as well. So if you see here on gold side also, you can define what type of load you want to do from silver to gold. From silver to gold, whether you want to create a dimension, whether you want to create a fact. Again, which type of SED you want to maintain for the dimension, SED type 1, 2, whether you want to overwrite, whether you want to maintain history, right? All these options you can mention here. Again, from table to table, query to table, that option we have given as a part of silver query configuration as well. You also need to define the primary key on which you want to do the merge for SED type 1, right? For surrogate key as well. So when you create any dimension, you also want to add your business key to it, right? So that also you can specify. We are still evolving on this functionality. We can also add furthermore, composite key checks and other stuff as well. And again, this is a standard check for active flag or not. Yeah, let's see the silver job. All right, so silver job is successful. Now let's see the results. So for sales, we had added, you know, 80 records, right? I think, yeah, it was 90 records, right? So 89 got into the silver layer sales, and there was one record got quarantined into sales where the date was null. So again, this is based on the rule check that we had applied for sales data. Now, if we see the customer, we had added two customers, right, from 204 206, right? So total count was 206, out of which you see 202 rows are into customer. There are four counts that is missing into customer. So the other four counts should be in quarantine data set. Yes. Why it is? Because the email ID is not in a correct format as expected, right? So this is how you can define your silver uh, uh, rules for your DQ checks. And now if I go to the error logs, if I want to see the whole logs of all the errors or all the data discrepancies that has been found till now, if you want to report on top of it and have a cumulative view of the whole data warehouse, you can also have that. So this log gives for which table, which column, which rule, and what were the error message on which time it was captured, right? So all this information you can find here in this error log. Now, similarly, we have it for gold as well, right? Where you can have your dimensions and fact defined, loaded, right, with the configuration, and then you can have your dashboards being created on top of it. So let me just quickly show you how you can also define your dashboards as well, right? So if I go to the sales table. So if you see here on Unity Catalog, you have multiple options, right? On the you can see the discovery. You can discover what data set you want to get access to from here. Then once you have the access, you can also see what are the sample data that table has, details about that table, right? Then what permissions has been given, or you can give additional permission as well if you are the owner of the table, right? Again, history, how many versions have been written on top of this in Unity Catalog. Then the whole lineage, how this table is has been prepared, right? When it comes to the query part, when you join multiple tables also, this shows you the whole journey from different tables as well, on column level as well. So you can have a column level journey also seen on top of this. Again, once you have your all the fact and dimensions and gold layer being into your data lake, right, you can just go and create your dashboard. From this dashboard option, you can create genie space if you want to do a prompt engineering and get the understanding of more detailed and more granular level of details and insights, right? So just for a view, I'm just giving you a glimpse of the existing dashboard, right? So we have loaded certain data into sales and customer, right? So if I refresh this, it should reflect now. So you see the new data has been loaded, and it gives you the interactive dashboard also, end-to-end picture. So by category, by region, what is the sales, what are the line items, right? Who is the customer, right? On particular category, you see here exactly which customer has bought what on what quantity, what unit price, right? You can get the drill down of this. Again, if you don't want to get into a summary, you want to have your own impromptu data analysis to be done, so you can create a genie space. You can define what tables you want to integrate. You you select one for sales, let's say. You create a space. You give a quick prompt, what you are looking for on top of that data. It also gives you, Genie Space also gives you some, you can see here, it is giving you sort of, recommendation that you can fire on top of the data based on the data and the metadata that it receives. It gives the prompt. So uh, you can say, sales trend past 6 months, and it will give you, the trend data for last 6 months. Okay, I think it is still verifying based on the data it has received. So see, it gives you the, overview of how your last 6 months are, shows. Again, it gives you the code as well. If you are not happy with the way it is giving you the prompt, you can also customize it and run it. So you can also update this code and give that instruction. It learns from that and gives you the output accordingly next time. So if you are a sales representative for a particular market, whether you, when you go into the market, you want to do the quick analysis of the product penetration in that market, you take this data, you understand what are the low penetrated products in that market, where you want to focus on, and then you can take that and go to the market. So that's one of the use case. You can quickly do the analysis and work on that. So yeah, I mean, this is more on the gold side. I'll just quickly run it through what we have seen quickly. Right. So this is the typical architecture, how you get data from different sources. You land it into your cloud storage, and out, after that you can curate into bronze, silver, and gold using this framework, right? Uh, for loading into bronze, we are utilizing the autoloader to getting from a different nested directory, right? And then applying the quality checks using DQX framework that Databricks provides out of the box. And again, on top of that, you can have your curated fact dimensioning fact tables on top of it with your, as per your business need. And you can power up your analysis based on the Databricks, dashboard and Genie spaces. So how it works, we have bunch of control tables, execution scripts, and notebooks, right? And log tables. I think this already being covered by Viresh. I'll just quickly jump into the typical developer's journey when you onboard this framework. What are the typical developer journey? So developers need to prepare the metadata for each of the layer, bronze, silver, and gold. Define the schema for the bronze tables, define the DQ checks for your silver table, define the different configuration, SCD type, and surrogate keys, and all for the gold layer. And you can just once you have the metadata clearly defined, this framework will accelerate your journey with consistent, reliable, and scalable, and accelerated journey to curate your data from all the phases throughout bronze, silver, and gold, right? And on the governance side, again, these are the typical challenges that we see on the governance side, right? Where the data consumers face a couple of questions where, how do I get access to the data? What are the data set already there in the data lake? On the governance side, how to give the secure access, what type of access, and based on the compliance can be given, right? So all these problems can be solved under the roof of Unity Catalog. So this is one of the example architecture of Unity Catalog, where you can have a different catalogs being created for your different development, test, and production environment, and you have your workspaces defined along with that, and you have a separate groups being created on top of it, and this whole journey can be automated via CI/CD. So this is one of the example architecture for that. All right. So by this, I would like to hand it over to Mansa. I hope this was a good interactive session for you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Chirag. Thank you so much for the insightful walkthrough and the powerful demo. Thanks to both of you for your insights and your time and thoughts. So, I think let's open the floor to some questions. I think we have some questions from the audience, so let's take them one by one. Okay. So we have the first question from Manu Rodke. How does this accelerator ensure data governance, especially when migration to Unity catalog?
Yeah, let me answer that. Uh, so, Manu, this framework is more for the getting your data into data lake, right? Once you have it, so this is on top of the Unity catalog, right? So once you have data under the roof of Unity catalog, you can then define on top of it based on the based on the need, right? Whether you want to have it as a business function you want to enable, right? You can define your business groups accordingly. You can add specific uh, uh, sort of access controls for each of your schema or catalogs that you have brought into your data mesh for specific business functions, and you map it with the business group users for each of the functions and then enable it via CI/CD. So this whole process can be automated via CI/CD. However, having that for a business specific business function, that can be customized based on the need, right? So this framework enables you to onboard your data into a Unity catalog, and then you can have a strategy on top of it, how you want to define it. I hope I've answered that question.
Yeah, I think we're good. Thank you, Chirag. If there's any more questions from Manu, I think he can reply back to the same questions. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, we have a question from Meeti Gandhi. What responsibilities does a framework developer have, and how is the solution aligned with CI/CD best practices? Would you like to take that up, Chirag?
Yeah. Yeah. The responsibility of the framework, as covered by Chirag, is for creating and maintaining a generic loader notebook in bronze, silver, and gold. Then have reusable utilities such as autoloader configurations and the SCD logic. Have the pipelines to populate the control tables from the files, and have the control table data model ready. Now, these artifacts are designed to be CI/CD friendly, wherein the YAML-driven configuration can be deployed automatically, and the notebook changes are typically version controlled. So this shall promote a DevOps maturity and ensures repeatable and traceable deployment, thereby enabling an agile iteration cycle for the evolving business requirement.
Okay, great. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Thank you, Viresh. Yeah, so the next question is from Kinjal Bunta. How does the metadata driven orchestration framework accelerate Lakehouse implementation, and how is it different from conventional pipeline development?
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
you
Chirag.
want to take it, Viresh?
Your Chirag, proceed.
Yeah. So, as you see, right, the metadata is just to power up your pipeline, right? So, in a traditional way, we used to define the pipeline for each of the objects, right? Where we were having certain issues related to schema drift, right? then if we have to maintain STD for different objects, right? As well as if you want to define rule based engine for your data journey, right? So this takes care of all your need to have what all things that is typically required for your data journey, right? Now it is just a matter of providing the right input to the framework so that it applies to your input data, and then it gives the relevant output in a form that is required for the consumption with minimal or no code access to the pipeline, right? So it is just a configuration chain, and you just move from one environment to another environment, and you don't have to touch the code, or you don't have to worry about the underlying logic, how it is being calculating.
Great. Thank you so much, Chirag. We'll take another question. Yeah. Achal Thalkar has a question. How does the framework support operational resilience, specifically rerun, retry, and audit capabilities?
uh,
Yeah.
uh, Go ahead, Viresh. Sorry.
Yeah, so it is typically like operational robustness. We have embedded it through automated rerun and retry logic, which is triggered upon task failures and gives you detailed error logs, which are captured in the audit tables. We are allowing complete traceability and non-disruptive recovery, and we are ensuring that while there is an integration of Azure PaaS tools like diagnostic logging, you can get a better observability as well. In overall, the effort is towards enabling a resilient and maintainable pipeline, which can be monitored and managed at scale with a minimal manual oversight. And also, on top of that, each medallion layer of the architecture gives of the metadata has the flexibility to choose which objects need to be rerun based on what are the required type choices.
Great. Thank you so much, Viresh, for answering that question. I don't see another question, but I'm seeing a comment which says, in return, explain in silver and good frame. Uh, I'm not sure if that's a question. Would you like to add something to that, or maybe Ajit, could you please be more specific? Or just please drop your question in the comments. We'll try to reach back to you in the comments itself. So yeah, I think that was our last question. Um, Again, we've got some really great questions. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to the audience for your participation. And like already said, if you could not get to your question live, please don't worry. We'll try to respond to you in the comment section itself. So, as we wrap up, here are a few takeaways, a quick takeaways from today's session. Speed and security don't have to be a trade off. Automation is your accelerator, and expertise matters. So, yeah, with that, thank you once again for spending your time with us today. We hope this session gave you fresh ideas and actionable steps to take back to your teams. My sincere thanks to Viresh and Chirag. Thank you so much for your time and thoughts. Your insights and your expertise have made this webinar truly a valuable experience for all of us.
Thank you so
So,
much, Manta.
thank you. So, on behalf of the entire Exponentia AI team, stay curious, stay data driven, and have a great day ahead. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Wish you a
everyone.